Alright, so welcome back to another video on the channel. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this, but this is going to be a video about NTE, Neverness to Everness, the PS5 version, like the base one. I just want to get my thoughts on it after like 20-ish hours. Just not a review, just give my thoughts on what I think about it, and some clarification that I do not have the PS5 Pro. I have the base model. A lot of people that cover NTE, they just cover the Pro version. I want to get my thoughts on the base one. So before you go on that, like the video, don't it's okay, sub, no, all that stuff. Yeah, and yeah, we get into it. Basically, what I think about the game so far after like 20-ish hours, I think it's okay. I think it's a fun game, but I'm just gonna keep it real. I don't think I could stick to a game like this like forever. It's not a bad game. But it just there's not a character that's locking me in. And this is a me thing, by the way. Like when I play a gacha game, I need a character to like lock me in and get me like invested into it. And I'm just not seeing a character that's to like really me in right now. But other than that, dude, the performance is great. I'm not gonna lie. Like honestly, I was shocked because I expected the performance to be way worse than what it is. And not saying like it's completely perfect, because day one when I played it, there was a lot of flickering. There was some stutter too, but I think they did a patch. The stuttering, I can't really remember if the game is still stuttering, but I know the flickering stopped. The flickering did stop. I do have to get them props on that. I do. A couple of things I did notice. So last night, before like I logged out the game, so I didn't notice this. Like the reflections in the game, they're like not really that good. So they kind of reminding me like how the studio's not. I don't think they have that that big of a budget like how Hoyoverse or even now. Of course, Core Games have Tencent backing them, but definitely you could kind of tell they didn't really have like as big of a budget as as these other like big boys, as you could say. But I think with what they've done with the game, it's still like pretty impressive. So with the PS5 version, the base one, the performance is pretty decent, honestly. But there's still some dips here and there, of course. I think if you play on console, you have to get used to this, man, because like you're kind of like restricted or limited to whatever hardware is in a console. And, there's only so much that the developers could do. But I mean, still props to the Hardware Studio devs for NTE at least. They kind of show like, Unreal, it has its complications, but it's still up to the devs to give you like a good experience and performance on playing their game. So Wither Ways got no problem. Wither Ways has no excuse anymore. They have no excuse anymore. The experience with their ways on PS5 is complete utter shit, dude. I'm sorry, bro. That's one of my first videos that I ever uploaded on Rhythm Waves was the performance problems. Even 2 years in, they're on a second anniversary, they still have performance problems, man. Like they need to get this shit together now, man. Because I mean, Hottest Studios even doing it, and we can know Hottest Studios don't have as big of a budget as Kuro Games now. Like Kuro Games has backup at Tencent now, so like I mean, get it together, bro. But other than that, I'll talk about the combat for a bit. I'm gonna be real here again. I think if you're gonna play NTE, don't let the combat like be like rosy. And if you want a game with like decent combat, like a gacha game with like decent combat, even though I'm giving crap at the Winner Ways, I can't deny that the combat is fun. Like I understand why even with the turbo performance people still play, is because the combat is really good. I'm not even gonna lie about that. But definitely, if you want a gacha game with like really good like and these like pretty decent combat, Withering Waves or Zenless, definitely Zenless. So these two for sure, like out of the top like gacha games, I could say like the main like big boys. I think you could play one of those two if you really care about that. The combat for NTE, I know like I've seen like other people's videos and they show like the Twitter posts, and some people did say like it reminds me of Withering Waves, and I gotta keep it real here too again. Yeah, it reminds me of Withering Waves. Mostly the parry for sure, and like I'm pretty sure it's not called like intro, but it feels like the intro outro skills that Withering Waves does. So I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not even sure if Runaway is the first one to implement that, but I know like the little slow mo on dodge. I know about that since Bayonetta, which time Bayonetta with like the 360 in the PS3 when Bayonetta 1 first appeared. I never seen any other game do the slowdown on dodge prior to that. So, and, you know, it just became a standard. So a lot of people use it. So, I think NTE has it. Definitely Within Ways has it. And Arcanist Info use it too. I think Zenith don't do it. Zenith has parries and stuff. So, but the gameplay, like it's fine. It does its job. But I mean, I think if you're gonna play NTE, don't focus on let that be secondary and just focus on the other things that you can do. So I do give it props though on this. There's plenty of activities where you can do like, so you go in a cafe shop, and a cafe shop is like, think of that like how the expeditions are in like in Genshin. You know, you can like send out your characters out to go get stuff for you. So in this one, you put your characters in the shop, and it's not that they gain experience or anything. It's just like you're just in there, and you have to buy like food or like, you know, other coffee stuff. You gotta get your ingredients and stuff and put in your shop, and then it will passively make like money for you. So as you keep like leveling up the shop and stuff, you'll be able to like manually like do like manager stuff. So you're able to sell stuff to like customers, and of course you get money for that, but like it increase like your popularity for your cafe, and then more people will come and probably more money. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I like that more than I expected. But what I really like, I like the housing though. I like the housing. The housing is smart. It reminds me of like Serenity Teapot. But one of the things I do like, when you put your characters like in the house, right? So they get like certain like buffs depending on like what kind of like furniture that you put in. So like there's some stuff that no, they're like anomalies, I guess. Yeah, there's certain like anomaly stuff that you could put inside your house. And like I know one of the things I have on mine, is like this owl, and like it gives you, if you increase the level for this owl inside your house, it increases the amount of crit damage that your characters have. So, and I can only put one character in there so far. So I imagine when you're able to put like 4 or 5 characters in there and they get that crit damage buff, bruh, like that's genius. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta give them props on that. That's really genius. That's really cool. I like that they do that. One thing I didn't notice though, last night when I was playing, so like I finished like a quest with Nanily, right? And it started to rain and I just went back to the apartment. So I teleported back to apartment. You want to be able to teleport right away to apartment. You got to like earn it. I think you just continue, do some quests, and then they'll just let you do it automatically eventually. So I teleported back to the house, and then I went upstairs, just looking around, you know, because I like how the apartment looked. And then I noticed it was raining inside the house. Bro, buddy, I wasn't recording my voice, but like I was dying, bro. Yeah, man, that reminded me, man, like how the studios, like they don't have like as big as budget as the other big boys, man. Hopefully they can fix that. That was kind of weird. And of course their reflections, and you know, on a like, if you go to like a building and like a mirror that has like mirrors and stuff, you don't really see your character's reflections. I never pay attention if it's shadows and stuff, but stuff like that, like it's not really like, you know, everything else is pretty cool, but that's gonna take some time for them to sort out. So I noticed some other teachers mentioned like it uses like AI and stuff, man. Hey, I'm just gonna being real. If you're playing like a game from China, just expect them to use some kind of AI something, dude. So it's not just stealing jobs away from people, from artists and stuff. Like they use it. This AI has to be trained, you know. So I can't go too much into it. I don't use it that much. Like sometimes for my YouTube channel, I just take my titles and I use the AI, the YouTube AI thing, and just have it just refine the title, and that's all I use it for. Other than that, I don't really use it. So, but most of the stuff has AI now, so like you kind of gonna have to get used to it. But what I did notice, another thing I noticed, there's a lot of art, or maybe like pictures or wallpapers that's in the game that's extremely pixelated, and I wear glasses, man. The glasses that I wear is mostly used for driving, but I wear it throughout my day, and I usually have it on when I play games too. And if it's still pixelated while I'm wearing my glasses, that's a problem. That is a problem. So hopefully you can sort something like like that out. But yeah, I mean, there's more stuff you could do. I know, like, you could do deliveries. I've done that. That's probably my favorite to do. Yeah, I don't have to use my own car. But one of the things about the car, the AI, or like the drivers that's on the road, they're kind of stupid. No, they are stupid. They are stupid. A lot of times, I'll call my car, and when you call your car, it randomly appears and it comes to you, right? And it will stop. These drivers, man, it remind me of like people of like where I live, man. They drive like fucking idiots, bro. Like some of the drivers were literally just speed. It was speed and hit my car. You don't understand how heated I get just seeing that, bro. It's such BS, bro. Cause I'm like, bro, now I have to go to the repair shop because you ruined my shit, bro. Bro, it's funny, man, but like, real, like, relax, man. What the hell, slow your ass down. It remind me of road raging, like in like actual life, bro. Like, I gotta give him a pause. It is a fun game. So you could do that. You could do racing as well. Well, you could do like single player racing, or you could do online stuff too. Like, so one of the things you can do, 'cause I just don't like the last night, like the bank heist. So it's like a weekly thing, and you have to go inside like this area and collect a whole bunch of money, and then it goes up. The maximum you could get is like 1 million, right? And you're able to just run through it in like 10 minutes, try to grab out as much as you can, and then you could just leave. And I didn't get 1 million. I think I only got like 100K the last time I went, I think. Maybe a little less, maybe a little less, honestly, but that's something you could do. I think you could do that online. Yeah, because when I watched my friend do it, she mostly plays solo, but I know I think you could do it online. I think. You know what? I'm not even gonna confirm that one. I'm not sure, but I know you could race online for sure. For sure, you can race online. I know you can. So just stuff like that. If you want to do that with friends, I know you can race against other people, or you could do that with friends if you want to do that. So there's other activities besides just besides the combat. That's why I kind of say if you're gonna play NTE, don't let the combat be the focus. If you want that to be the focus of you playing the game, I mean, sure. But I think people who like doing like Serenity Pot and like in Genshin Impact, or like the dorm stuff like that is in Honkai Impact 3rd, if it's still there. The last time I played was still there. I think people who want to do just have a side game you could just chill and then explore, hang out with your characters and stuff. I think people that are gonna like that. So I mean, yeah, props to Hada. Of course, there's still like some nitpicks, of course, that I mentioned, but it's not that big of a deal. I think give them time, and then they're probably able to prove themselves. But I think they kind of showed Crow Games need to get it together though. You need to get it together now, man. These people, they're taking UE5's assets and then try to put in UE4, which is a completely terrible, listen, I don't know nothing about game design, but as a consumer, I just want my game to run well, and the base version of NTE runs pretty well, so I can't even imagine how the pro version is. The pro version must run extremely freaking smooth, honestly. It runs better than Infield in my opinion. No, the base version. The base version of NTE runs better than the base version of Infield. Enfield runs pretty okay. There's a lot of dips, and you definitely can see it when you play a game with DC frame rate. You definitely can tell when it's running like shit. This is why I could tell when Windows Waves ran as bad as it did when I played it and then showed a video of that I have on my channel. You know what? I might use that as a card so people can see what I'm talking about. But with the performance of that game, performance means a lot, bro. I think if NTE had released with terrible performance, I don't think it would have got as much as a positive perception as it does right now. So that's a good thing. So yeah, that's about all I could talk about. Other than that, 20 hours, man. It's fine. There's not really a character locking me in, and oh, there are skins in the game. There are, but one of them I think is locked behind a banner. But yeah, so you got to do like a certain amount of pulls, but it keeps your record. So even if you pull on, like right now it's Natalie, right? If you pull on her banner and you don't get, I think you need to do like 300 just to get that skin. If you don't manage to get that, it keeps a record even when the banners leave. So if you still want to keep getting Natalie, right? Whenever the reruns come back, you could keep pulling again and then you'll be able to get the skin. So, and they do have like in-game skins as well. You could use the in-game currency. I think it's like 2 mil for the costume, or you could just buy it outright. So at least the monetization I think is pretty fair. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's pretty fair. They're using like the Hoyoverse prices though. Yeah, I don't know. I guess Hoyoverse just made it a standard for like most of these games monetization. But as of right now, like I hope like they're able to make, you know, the money back so you could keep this. They definitely need more games to add in like some variety and like, you know, something else besides just RNC stat BS like the rest of these other games do. I think people are starting to get a little tired, and NTE is kind of like a breath of fresh air for something. I mean, Enfield was a breath of fresh air as well. So yeah, I mean, that's about it. That's all I want to talk about. Again, like the video, like, don't, it's okay, all that jazz. Yeah, I don't really upload like consistently if there's nothing I don't want to upload on. But yeah, this is pretty much my thoughts on the PS5 version of the base model PS5 version of NTE. Yeah, it was a fun game. I'll probably play on and off. I'll see if there's a character that I'm completely interested in. There's not much besides like Hotori and then the J looking character who I think is hot. So yeah, that's it. Y'all take it easy. Peace.